the update activities in the database in a stable storage. Log for each transaction are maintained. Any operation which is performed on the database is recorded is on the log. Prior of performing any modification to the database, an update log record is created to reflect that modification. Mean we need to maintain a log which contain the log records which store our transactions and with the corresponding transaction state or data state. Let's see, an update log record structure is TI means the transaction ID. It means this log belongs to which transaction, and TI means the which I we are creating this log for which data item, and what is the current value or the initial value of that data item, and after changing or update after modification, what is the new value of that data item X. Suppose here data item X. So TI is the transaction identifier. TX is the data item for which data item we are maintaining the logs. What old value V1 is the old value and V2 is the new value after applying that modification. And there's some more kind of record logs. The first logs is transaction ID and start which says that our transaction is in active state, means about our transaction is in state to execute. It contains the information about when a transaction TI is start. Commit means TI is the transaction ID and commit is the command which says that all the operation of this TI has been executed successfully. It contains the information about when a transaction TI is commit. TI abort means is the transaction ID, and abort means some kind of failure occur after some operation execute successfully. It contains the information about when the transaction TI abort means after this operation kind of failure occur. So after this operation we need to roll back. So here in one example, actually there is two example. Transaction T1 means the transaction 1, T2 transaction 2, transaction 2. In transaction T1 there is a list of there is several operations. Read A, add 50 rupees 50 values into A, then read B, add 100 into B, write B, read C, double of the C, write C, and A into A, and sum the A, B and C and write A. In transaction 2, read A, add 10 into A, read D, subtract 10 from the D, read E, read B and add E and B and store into E, write E, add E value into D and write into D and write E. There is given some there is an initial value of that this data items. A's initial value is 100, B's initial value is 300, C is 5, D is 60 and E is 80. So there is two transaction T1 and T2. How we maintain the log of this transaction? Let's see. Start with, suppose transaction T1 execute first, then T1 transaction ID, here transaction ID, and start means transaction T1 is started. The next log is T1 transaction ID means this record, this log belongs to transaction T1. Data item A, we are maintaining this log for data item A. Is the old value, means what is the initial value? It is 100, and after this operation what is the new value? 100 plus 50 is 150, so the new value is 150. Next, create a log for data item B. It belongs to transaction T1. Then transaction T1 data item B, and old value is the initial value is 300, and after this operation 300 plus 100 is 400, so the new value is 400. Let's create the next log is for data item C. It belongs to transaction T1, and the initial value is 5, and after this operation double 2 into 5 is to 10, the new value is 10. Next log for again data item A, which is belongs to transaction T1, and the old value of transaction data item for A is 50 plus new value means A plus B plus C. A value is 150, B's new value is 400, and C's new value is 10. 150 plus 400 plus 10 is 560. So write the A's new value is 560 and commit means all the operation of transaction T1 has been successfully complete. So set this log T1, transaction T1 has commit. T2 start means transaction T2 is about is start. Then if first log for this transaction T2 is for data item A plus 10. A's old value means what's the value taken from this log 560 plus new value add 10 into 560 plus 10 is 570. And the next log for data item E's old value is 80 plus after applying this operation into E plus B. E value is 80 and B's value is 400, so 80 plus 400 480. Then next log for data item D's old value is 60 taken from this initial value or from the disk, and after applying this operation D plus E, D's value is initial value 60 plus E's value is 480. 480 plus 60 is 530. And after completing all the operation of this transaction T2, set the log T2 commit. This is a simple example of how we